favorite feature now.
Let's
definitely
go.
or definitely not. And he doesn't know the first question is coming. But, Jeff, this one is a surprise for you. It's obviously inspired by Phillip Rivers' potential comeback. Jeff, if they needed you to come back and play center at this point. I know you came back and coached when you have been there. Well, you've been there to answer the call.
Definitely not.
When they needed you.
No chance.
How much? A drive? Nothing? No.
Nothing. A drive.
Yeah.
Oh my God. A play, maybe.
Maybe just
maybe
one.
a play.
Maybe just
if I
one
snapped
tush
it when
push?
they hit me, not everything would break. Only a few.
Look at
bones.
that man.
Come on, look at that. Look at
That man would
Look at
go
him
play.
cheeks.
He'd go play right now.
Well, how
He'd be
about-
all signed up for it.
You couldn't give him one tush push.
No chance. No chance. I can go real low.
You know what I'm
if
saying?
fall on me. You know what I mean?
How about Lewis? How about if someone needed a hard-hitting neck roll safety?
You know what? If it wasn't for the fact that I had 3 levels of my neck fused together,
Thank
I would
you.
go out there and do it,
Thank
but I
you.
would probably die
Thank you.
if I hit anything right now.
I enjoyed that. Was the team's idea, and I liked that.
That is a great one.
Let me get to another one.
third of your side.
Hey, Jeff, if I said Shedeur Sanders is going to be the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback next year, definitely or definitely not?
I'm going to go Jeff a maybe, honestly.
Jeff a maybe.
I don't
like
think
it.
you can. His progression has been very impressive. I love the way he played against Tennessee. You're seeing him elevate each and every week. I think that's what's expected of a rookie quarterback. And as you're watching him do it, he's doing some impressive things, but that's got to continue. If he stalled from here, you wouldn't go, I'm going to bet the franchise.
Let's live in this one a minute, because the whole story around Shedeur Sanders, maybe partly of his own making, maybe not, I really don't know, has become impossible, I think, to correctly digest, because there's so much stuff going on that has nothing to do with football for whatever reason. But if he had been a second-round pick instead of a fifth-round pick, and we were watching these games the way we are watching them now, Lewis, what would we be saying?
I'm glad you said a second-round pick, because there's a guy in New Orleans right now who's a second-round pick,
Tyler
Shuck, who
yeah.
everybody's going, hey, we got our guy now. Right, but there was a lot of stuff surrounding him too when he came out.
Yeah.
I think with Shedeur, if you look at this game, against Tennessee in particular, look at the 3 touchdown throws that he had, and just think about it. I mean, the 2 in the end zone to, he had 2 of them, one to David Njoku. That was the first one, and the other one to Fannin. Exactly, the touch that he puts on that ball.
Yeah.
And he's like kind of fading away from pressure. That's next level stuff. The touchdown to Jerry Jeudy, where he looks off the middle of the field safety so he can hit Jeudy on that slant, on that bang 8 that they call it, and then he splits them and goes the distance. That's next level stuff. That's the kind of stuff you would dream about a rookie quarterback being able to execute on a consistent basis. I don't think there's any question.
Any question of what?
That he should be considered for being the future of the franchise quarterback.
Well, there's so many things happening. I think what hurts him is the fact that Cleveland will have multiple first-round picks next year. And is 8 games enough of a sample size to say for sure when we have a chance to get a quarterback in the draft and bypass that and instead go offensive line, wide receiver, and say we've got the quarterback? I just don't know. The play calling in Cleveland is a bigger issue to me, why we are taking him off the field when he's been balling. That I just think there's a lot of things in Cleveland that just don't make sense. But if you are the GM, if I'm Andrew Berry, I want him to be the guy because it makes it easier to build around him.
Yeah.
We just
they got a bunch of great young players.
Wonderful
What do you think of
rookies.
it?
I think he absolutely has earned himself an opportunity to compete for that job, and he didn't have that going into this season. So that's a major plus from last year. This year he can come in, he can win that job, he could do so even in these months leading up to the draft, being the leader over the offseason.
They didn't even let him in the stadium 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, much
No
less
one
get
thought he
any
would be.
work.
People didn't think he would actually be on the roster at this point. So what he's doing.
balling, man.
He's by so far the best quarterback they have. It's ridiculous. I mean, the fact that it took them this long to get to him is ludicrous.
But you see, that just speaks to how the conversation surrounding quarterbacks gets hijacked more times than not.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with football.
Right.
It always has to do
Especially
with
with him.
Exactly. But it happens to many quarterbacks. We can go through a list of guys this year who that has been the conversation. Then as soon as they start playing well, people go, boop.
Yeah.
Right.
It's silence.
So we'll see. Let me get to the last one, because that one I'm buying into the current AFC big boys. The Patriots at home against the Bills this weekend are a 1.5-point underdog. Remember, New England beat them in Buffalo earlier this year. They're the hottest team, or as hot as any team in the entire National Football League. And right now at DraftKings, they are a home dog against the Bills. Lewis, are you buying it? Should the Bills be favored?
I don't think they should. And look, and I'm going to give, and the reason why I'm going to say this is because of the fact that, look, I really do believe in Mike Vrabel. You think the Tennessee Titans right now are sitting there going, man, how did we let that dude get out of here?
Yeah.
You think Josh McDaniels has not found his sweet spot with Drake May? You think that hasn't been a perfect match right now? Do you think, look, when you think about special teams, have you guys seen Marcus Jones lately? Have you seen him return some punts lately? This guy is a dynamo. That's another phase in a three-phase game that we need to really pay attention to in this kind of game where teams are very evenly matched. I believe Drake Matrix, as I like to call him, right now is playing out of his mind, and I think this team is for real. Regardless of what the line says, I think the Patriots should be the favorite in this
Well,
game.
let me show you one other, because the Patriots and the Broncos have been the two big boys in the AFC this year. Right there, running away and hiding. They're practically a two-man fight for the 1 seed. The Broncos are a home dog this weekend. The Broncos are a 2.5-point underdog as we speak at DraftKings against Green Bay. It's just the 4th time in the last decade where a team that's 9 or more games over 500 is an underdog at home. Are you buying, Jeff, that the Broncos are not as good as the Packers?
I am, and I'll say this. I think this is a comparison between Bo Nix and Jordan Love right now. That's what the odds makers are saying. That Jordan Love, since Christian Watson has come back, has been one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL. They have a great defense. The Broncos have a great defense. They haven't shown you the same consistency offensively.
Peter, is that the field? Right now, basically, DraftKings is telling us New England and
Yeah, it's possible they might lose, but I'm not betting against the Broncos, not the way they've been playing this season.
And Kimberly, you're out there with all these teams every single weekend. What is your sense of this?
I mean, I think both teams, here's the thing. You look at the Packers defense, they've garnered a lot of the attention, but piggybacking off of what Jeff said, since week 8, Jordan Love has the highest QBR of any quarterback, including Drake May.
Hey, let me say this. That game right there could be a Super Bowl. We could see that in the Super Bowl.
That was an all-time classic
like
years
that
ago.
right there. I'm just letting you that is a fun game for everybody who's true football, wants to watch X's and O's of football.
Yeah.
That game right there, tune in.
We were just talking about this game on SportsCenter,
Yeah.
right? I mean, look, as you're talking about Jordan Love, over the past 4 weeks, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Woo.
I mean, you see the command he has at the line of scrimmage, pre-snap and then post-snap. I mean, he's just dropping dimes off of that back foot constantly.
And Jacobs.
And I'm telling, and defensively,
Yeah.
I think they can match up with Denver or anybody in the
It's going
league.
to be a great game.
No doubt.
Because like,
No doubt.
like Peter said, Denver find ways to win. Like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. Like, Sean Payton, he don't care about how tight the game is. He's going to find it's going to be a lot of fun.
And to be clear, the way these point spreads are deduced is not just solely a function of who we think is better, but also what we think the public thinks.
Right.
Which is why that brings us to Kansas City, which where the Chiefs now, all we did was write their obituary the other day, and they're a 4.5-point favorite against the Chargers this weekend. Kansas City 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games. So I wanted to have this conversation about the Chiefs because we just spent a little time talking about Jalen Hurts. And how much is he to blame for what's going on there in Philadelphia and all the rest of that? He won the Super Bowl last year. Well, all Patrick Mahomes has done since he got in the league is win and win and win and win and win. I'm hearing a little bit of how much blame does Mahomes deserve if the Chiefs really are going to miss the playoffs this year? How much blame?
A fair amount. Like, I don't understand why everybody's avoiding this. Like, if you're a quarterback who has the greatest start in NFL history, and that's what Patrick Mahomes is, and people have goaded him and said he's going to be, or he is the greatest ever, all those things. And Patrick Mahomes has earned every bit of that. He hasn't played as well, and I think he would gladly admit that. I think when people try to step around when players aren't doing what they have done in the past, we act like he's been perfect. That's just not the case. And listen, he started and they've only won 6 games, y'all. Don't mix it. This is the greatest of all time. And so if you're going to get the credit, you got to take some blame, and that's where I think we all are.
I remember when they took the trip to Denver and he had multiple deep shots that he missed in the football game. And he said post-game, he said, look, I've got to hit those.
That's right.
I cannot be overthrowing guys like this. I cannot be missing Travis Kelce on the deep wide over when he's wide open, and that's going to be a chunk play. So he hasn't avoided it.
No.
So I don't think he's kind of sitting here going, hey, don't criticize me.
Agreed.
Because
Agreed.
look, I am part of the problem. But there's other problems going on with the Chiefs.
No doubt.
You know, last week I sat here on Get Up and everyone else took the Texans and I took the Chiefs. And I said it and I looked at the camera and I'm like, I just can't bet it.
You're starting to start.
I felt like the violin player on the Titanic. Like I'm going down. Like that ship is now capsized. I think it's over. I think they have a 10% chance, and the teams they've lost to, Bills, Texans, Jaguars, those are the ones they're gonna have to have tiebreakers over. Just wasn't their year. And I know it's weird to hear. I got nothing left for them.
Is it I got nothing left. Yeah, it's interesting. We're talking about the two teams in the Super Bowl. And you're just looking at them like they just look so unlike themselves. And I think, unfortunately, we're seeing the end.
You can see
Chiefs
it
in trouble. Yeah,
You just see it in their body.
It'll resurrect. I mean, Mahomes will have a whole other run at some point.
No doubt.
But for this year, I mean, you see it in their
iteration.
body language. I mean, you saw it in Travis Kelce's face, both on the field and then when he was sitting on the bench. I mean, I think we're sitting here saying maybe this isn't their year. I think in their own minds they're thinking, damn, this isn't our year. It's just not going our way.
They played so much football. I mean, what they have done is so epic. And I don't want to minimize. It's just, they just haven't hit on all cylinders this year, and it's unfortunate. They're a great team, man.
And they will be back.